패셔니스타라는 그런 활동을 하게 되면서 그 기회를 통해서 유튜브 활동을 시작하게 되었습니다. 제품을 활용해서 제품 시연도 해주고 그 제품을 통해서 어떻게 하면 메이크업을 더 잘할 수 있을지 촬영을 하고 있습니다. ABO 사업을 하면서 제가 가장 큰 보상을 받은 게 가장 최근에 있었던 패셔니스타 활동을 통해서 탑1을 성취하고 뉴욕을 방문했었던 게 아닌가. 뉴욕 아티스트리 오피스를 방문하고 내년에 출시할 그런 아티스트리 스튜디오 제품을 모두 만나볼 수 있었다는 것 자체만으로도 큰 영광이었습니다. 작년에 하와이를 저희 남편과 첫 여행을 가면서 많은 파트너들과 내년 여행에는 꼭 여기에 함께 오자. 두바이라고 ABO 여행지가 확정이 되었을 때 파트너들과 함께 이 ABO 여행을 갈 수 있다는 것이 가장 큰 기쁨이었습니다. 거기에서 11개국 10,000명이 모이는 그런 장소에 제가 초대되어 갈 수 있다는 것이 정말 가장 기대되는 것 같습니다. 그곳에서 또 그분들에게 얻는 그런 열정 그리고 동기부여들을 얻을 수 있다고 생각합니다. Anything is possible. See you in Dubai.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome for tonight's new ABO orientation. I hope I'm coming in loud and clear from your end. Can you give me a thumbs up? Or you can use the chat box. All right. Thanks so much for that, Ryan and Arlene and Titus. All right. Again, welcome for tonight's new ABO orientation. I hope we have here some of our first-timers attendees. Those of you who have attended the No Borders project yesterday or the last week's Bouncing Forward, this is actually your next step, no? For you to get to know what are the next steps, no? On having your Amway business. So we've invited speakers for tonight who will share with us to guide us on our 6 steps and also okay, I'd like to welcome everyone, especially the first timers again, and also the regular attendants for tonight. So let me just check the chat box. Okay. You can actually maximize our chat box by keying where you're from and what you do. And also later on, we will be having our breakout room. So if you don't have yet your breakout room assignment, just go back to the person who invited you and ask how you can join the breakout room later with them. And I'd like to encourage everyone to turn on their videos for more engagement in tonight's session. So let me just check some of you here. All right, we have someone from Cebu. Hi, Chester. Maayong gabi. We have also Carter. Good evening. Welcome for tonight session. And welcome Sol, also from Cebu. And Jonel Banyas, an IT professional from Manila. We also have Sabina from Marikina, student. Well, we have a lot from Cebu. Ronald, CSR and a musician. All right. We have Marian from Taguig and all the way from Ilocos Sur. Naimbag nga Rabi. I hope I pronounced it right. Good evening, Alexander. Trish from Dumaguete, a student. Again, welcome everyone. I may not be able to give some shout out of where you're from and what you do, but please, I encourage you to maximize our chat box so that those of you or those who are coming in, no, a little later can actually participate in doing so also. Okay, so let's on our next slide. Let's see. Okay.
It all begins with you.
My name is Dr. Simong Sum.
My name is Brian Elliott.
My name is Gabriele.
I'm Sahil Pare.
Казвам се Бойко Първанов.
My name is Dit Science.
I'm Nana Sakula. My name is Irina Niga.
My name is Dmitry.
My name is Gift.
You are capable. You have what it takes. You can take control of your future, no matter what your background or profession, no matter the level of success you've had up until this point. You can do this business. Anyone can take this opportunity and build the future of their dreams. That includes you.
I'm a bookkeeper.
I am the conductor of the orchestra, and I am an ABO.
I am an architect and Amway business owner.
I'm a freelance graphic artist.
I'm a cosmetologist. I'm an ABO.
And I'm a pharmacist and I'm an IBO.
I'm a real estate agent and I'm an Amway business owner.
I work as a sales manager.
I am a hotel owner.
I'm a dentist and I am an ABO.
You don't need formal education or tons of money. You can be male or female, married or single. You can be young or old, outgoing or reserved. This business is for everyone. You can do this.
Kevin's a merchant navy captain. I'm a fashion designer.
And I'm a nursing student.
I'm an English teacher and I'm an ABO.
I'm an ex-professional sportist. I'm an ABO.
I'm an accountant.
I'm ABO and a beautician.
I'm the owner of a food truck and an Amway IBO.
Financial specialist and I'm an Amway business owner.
And this business is your business. You can do it part-time or full-time. You can grow it big or keep it small. You can make a lot of money or just a little money. You can create customers or be a customer. Everything is up to you. With you.
Wow, that was a very nice video. I know some of you here can relate, especially the background that we've seen earlier in the video. And again, this is an event that brought to you by CCG Philippines. CCG is a search and development leadership organization that educates, empower, and equips individual and professionals to be in business for themselves. And some of the discussions that we will be having for tonight, which will be discussed by 3 speakers, are the activity loop. Activity loop will be shared with us by someone who is very successful in our industry. Another one will be shared with us also by a leader in our industry. The product snippets are, I think it's more of the system, no? And the last one would be the dream. And I think that's the most important part in this new ABO orientation, which you are in right now. So, all right. So in our next slide, there you go. I would like to invite the organizer of our event for tonight, the co-founder of CCG, Mr. Ryan Fernandez, to share with us and share some words about our ABO reminder for BIR status. Take it away, Ryan.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our new attendees for this ABO orientation. ABO just means Amway Business Owner. And that means you are 100% the owner of your business. You're your own boss. You're not a sales agent. You're not, we are not your boss. We are not your manager. You're doing this for yourself, hopefully, but not by yourself, if you've seen the video so far. And part of being a business owner is being transparent with your BIR status. Because of the surge of online selling during the pandemic, the BIR has made it very firm and clear that anyone who is selling online, which includes us because we're a digital commerce business, to update our business status. So if you're employed or you're self-employed, all you have to do is visit your local BIR office and update or amend your status. If you can see my screen, then you'll see that there's a sample form. Just ask for form 1901. That's 1901. And you'll just have to check that box there that says mixed income earner, because part of now that you're earning from this business, you're earning from multiple sources. So at any point, if BIR asks you for proof that you are indeed an Amway business owner, all you have to do is get in touch with Amway, their hotline, hashtag 26929 or hashtag Amway, and they'll be more than happy to furnish you proof or certification that you are indeed an Amway business owner. There is a cost, of course, to getting this with the BIR, so you'll just have to check with them for that, but you get receipts. You become a legitimate business owner, which is really the point of all of this. We're not a fly-by-night deal. We're not doing this under the table. This is a completely legitimate and transparent business, and I hope you can feel pride with having that. And in amending your BIR, don't worry that they're going to start looking through your documents. Only when you reach an income level of about 250,000 pesos do you have to actually does the BIR actually take take a look at your income and do their deductions. So if you're brand new right now, you don't have to worry about that. But at the same time, let's be proactive and schedule a visit to your local BIR office. So that's for me. And back to you, Jovi.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Ryan. So again, that's just an ABO or Amway business owner reminder, especially for those of you here who haven't updated yet your BIR registration. All right. So at this point, I'd like to be able to share with you the activity loop that we'll be tackling for tonight. There's actually the predictable and duplicatable simple 6 steps that you as a new Amway business owner can do. And we've invited a speaker who will share with us the first 4 steps, and that is, I think that's going to be in the next slide. There you go. All right. So the first 4 steps will be shared with us by a speaker, and the 5th, or the system that I've mentioned earlier, will be another speaker, and of course the dream book sharing will be the best part of it all. So we'll be having a speaker who will share with us how to make a list, invite, show the plan, and of course to use the products that we have as a business owner. So with that, I'd like to share with you a short background of a speaker for tonight. On our first part, she's actually a veterinarian by profession, into small animal practice, very engaged in this business, passionately building this together with her husband, Attorney Chinky, who is a lawyer by profession and also a veterinarian, I think. So without further ado, please help me welcome our first speaker for tonight, Dr. Bedith Pajares.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Doc.
Hello.
Hi,
yes,
you're coming
me?
in. Yes.
Can you
yes,
hear me?
You're loud and clear. Yes, you're loud and clear,
Yes.
Doc. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Jovi, for that very nice introduction. So my task for this evening is to share with you the first 4 steps of the activity loop of the Network 21 business system. If you're very new, this is very, very essential if you want to develop the business. Some few simple baby steps together with your upline or the person who invited you, together with your mentors. Okay, we are so happy because we belong to this very wonderful community of CCG, and of course under the umbrella of Network 21. Okay, so the number one in the 6 steps is make a list. Okay, make a list of what? Make a list of people that you know, those whom you would like to invite in the business. Okay, now the only asset, if you're very new, okay, the only asset that you will bring into the table is your list of people that you know, because your mentors or uplines, the only difference is the people that you know, wherein your upline do not know them. Okay? Remember, we are in the business of duplication. We are in the numbers game business. So the more names that you will put into your list, of course, it's a high chance for you to have a wonderful and big organization of Amway product users. Okay. So we have some guidelines here in making a list of your candidates. Number one is never prejudge. We don't prejudge anyone. The way you see somebody else, okay, do not prejudge them. If you see them parang they're already okay in their business, or they're already okay in their status in their life, okay, still do not prejudge them. Still write them down, write their names in your list. At first, it is very essential, or your uplines will encourage you to develop 100 plus names. More names, of course, is the high chance for you to find more leaders whom we can train and develop with you in building your business. Of course, now we have to develop a segmented list. Of course, segmented list is for you to for uh, you to develop the business with your segmented list. Of course, with the guidance of your uplines. Why segmented? It's very essential for you to develop your segmented list. Now, segmented list, for example, is people that you know in your community, people from your office, people were in your former classmates in high school, okay? People that attended your, maybe your weddings, okay? People that you meet somewhere else in an organization, in for example, your Zumba mates, okay? You have to develop your segmented list. And what another thing is, invite or write down the names of your candidates wherein your peer and above. Why peer and above? Those that have the same thinking as you are, or above. So that when you put them, when you put peer and above thinking in your list, of course, who will invite them? Of course, they're also their mindset as like they are the peer and above. And of course, we will develop quality, of course, and quality and good candidates in building the Amoy business. Of course, we have to develop list, local, okay, those who are in the province, nationwide, and even international. Remember, get names off the list and add new ones ASAP. Of course, time will come that you will run out of the names, because probably the first 100 names in your list, you already invited them and then they say no. Of course, where will you get your what? Remember I said list is the asset in your business. Of course, you have to what? To do some prospecting every day. Oh, by the way, we are a little bit restricted when we meet personal or one-on-one, okay? But before, or even now, for example, you're in the grocery, you're queuing in the line. If you find somebody with what? Find something good in somebody, maybe in front of you or beside you. You have to approach them if you want to, and then get their names. That's one way of prospecting them. Okay, do not invite them immediately. Just write them their contact numbers get their names, contact numbers, and write them and put them in your list. Of course, Ryan, please. Okay. Now, what are we going to do with the list of people? Of course, you have your 100 names. You are with your uplines, with your mentors, and with your teams. They will guide you on the proper invitation. Now, we have to, how to invite them. There are many ways for us to invite our candidates. Of course, number one is we can call them with the help of our mentors. Okay. Or we also have what we call text template. Okay, all you have to do is, or you ask them, oh, please forward me some text templates. I want to send this to this, to this, and to this. Okay, all you have to do is just edit them based on the person on your list. Okay, or we can also forward them the link or the video. Okay, or you can invite them also face to face, but this is a little bit limited nowadays because of our situation. Okay? Everything here is, sabi nga ni Titus, is de cajon. Everything here is what? Is set for us for our business for proper duplication. Okay? Ryan, please. Now, another tip is, of course, we have to have our posture in order for us to attract good and quality candidates in our business. Okay? If they can sense that you are what? uh, trying to get them in, no, they will not join you in your business. Okay, remember, posture is also an attitude of confidence and expectancy. So we have to have and develop our posture in order to attract quality candidates in our business. Okay, remember, we are not looking for salespeople in our business. We are searching for the right candidate who will run with us in building the Amway business with Network 21. Okay? Next slide, please. Okay? Now, actually, we have so many approach when we talk about approaching our candidates or our prospect in your list. Okay? One example is the business approach. Actually, we are in the business. Okay? So we have to know what? Different approaches on inviting our candidates. Example here is the business approach. Okay, for example, your candidate is, his name is Joel. Hi Joel, I thought of you because we're expanding a business project together with some millennial here, although I'm not a millennial. Okay, we're expanding a business project together with some millennials, and we are trying to pre-qualify a few key people. I thought of you. Would you be open to take a look at it? If Joel says yes, then we can proceed to the next step. Your mentors know what is the next step. The reason why, if you're very, very new, the nice thing about this is somebody will guide you and will help you how to invite. Of course, invitation for us, if you are very new, is what? You are very, very nervous to approach, especially those whom you think your peer and above candidate in the business. Another approach is, right, please, is geography approach. Remember, we are in the business of what? Not only the whole Philippines, not only in our country, but the business is global, especially now that we are in the digital commerce business. All you have to do is just click and we are what? The world is so small right now because of our click business. So geography approach, for example, your candidate is, her name is Anna. Hi Anna, we are expanding a business project in your area, maybe in Cebu or wherever it is. And I thought of you. Do you have some time if we so we can discuss it? Now, if Anna says yes, then you can proceed with the next step. If Anna says no, then you better hang up. Okay? Do not force Anna to take a look at the business project if Anna is not open to the business. Okay? Right, please. Okay. Now, another approach is what we call what? Actually, we have so many approaches in the business. Another approach is occupation approach. Okay. Now, occupation approach is, as the word says, occupation. It based on the what? On the person you are inviting. If he is in the field of medicine or what. Oh, for example, you're inviting a doctor, your prospect is a doctor, you might as well says that we are putting or developing a business project in the medical profession. Would you be open to take a look at the idea? If the doctor says yes, then you can proceed. Okay. Another approach is what? Right, please. After this approach, we have also have what we call curiosity approach. We have what? Product approach. Okay, it depends on your candidates. You better ask your mentor some other approaches. Another thing is the moment you invite them in the business, you will show them the plan. At first, you will not show the plan alone. With the guidance of your mentor, even if we are now uh, usually working the business at home, we don't meet them physically. Okay. Next is what? Show the plan. Ask your guide, ask your mentor, or ask your uplines how to show the plan. Okay. Different approaches in showing them the plan is one, the launch event. Okay. The launch event is wherein this is scheduled launching of the business of a new ABO. You are given actually 2 meetings, 2 dates for you to invite your candidates. Your mentors, of course, even if you're not techie, just like me, very, very sure they will help you build the business. Okay. Now, another approach is the team webinar approach, just like what we're doing, our 8 o'clock habit. This is a team webinar approach wherein they will send you the link. All you have to do is watch at the comfort of your home. Now, another one is what? A one-on-one approach. We can do this now, one-on-one approach. Okay, we will set the schedule and meet your candidate, okay, one-on-one, facing each other. And then you will show the plan. Of course, as I've said, at first, you will not show the plan alone with the guidance of your mentor, but this one-on-one approach, I don't think this is not that very much possible right now because of our crisis, of our situation. So you have to learn and take ownership so you can show the plan alone and one-on-one. Of course, after showing them the plan, right, please? Okay. Now, the next one is, please try. Okay. Now, after we have showed them the plan, actually there are only 2 results. Number one, your candidate is not excited. He or she is not open to build a business. Then you can have them register the AES or the Amway exclusive shopper, wherein they will just what? Register 300 pesos worth of the registration fee, and they will get a 300 pesos voucher of wherein they can use is to buy to buy products of their choice. AES shopper, they can buy at a distributor's price, but they cannot develop the business, they cannot sponsor, even if they want to sponsor somebody else. Okay. Another thing is if they want to build a business, if they have a big dream, and the candidate or the mentor showed them that this is one of the best vehicles wherein they can have their their dream. Now, they become an ABO just like us, Amway business owners. Registration fee is 1,000 pesos. Of course, with 1,000 pesos vouchers, we buy at a discounted price, distributor's price. We earn points. We have the privilege of what? Uh, Free delivery. Okay, Amway will takes care of all the headaches of building the traditional business because the infrastructure is already set for us. All the headaches of traditional business, Amway will takes care of it. Take care of it. Okay. Now, the nice thing about being an ABO is if you develop your business to a certain size and structure, you can, at first you have the rebates and the commission, the free travel, free, and passive residual income, just like our diamonds are enjoying right now. Okay. If they say no, just get back to them some other time. Okay. Do not force the issue if they want to become AES or if they want to become an ABO. Okay. So you now have the result. Okay. Right, please. Now, another thing is after showing the plan and they have the result and they become an ABO or an AES, whatever, now you have to have or use your own product. Become a 100% user of the product. Okay. Now, remember, this is our own business. We have to experience it. We have to try our quality products. Amway is giving us 100-day money-back guarantee. If we're not happy, we can return the products and refund our money back. Okay. No company will give you that satisfaction guarantee because Amway is very much sure that we have the quality, the superior quality products. Otherwise, they will not give us that money back guarantee. Okay. Now, we have to get rid of our brand X at home as soon as possible once we become an ABO. Okay, remember, we are in the business of duplication. Your teams, you are developing your teams, they can smell it if you are using your Satinic shampoo or Brand X ng shampoo. Okay, I have so many stories when we talk about products. As Jovi said, I am a vet. I'm into small animal practice. I'm treating your pets, your cats, and your dogs. Okay. Now, of course, I have my own clinic. Now, one comment, most comments of my clients is, especially for the new first time to come into my clinic, they will comment, why is it, Doc, that your clinic smells good? Okay. Now, because I am using Pursue disinfectant and deodorizer. Okay. Now, I am very loyal to this Pursue since I become an ABO because my clinic smells good. So I am attracting more clients because hindi amoy aso ang aking clinic. Okay, I'm very proud to say that. So, another thing is I'm also using LOC. LOC is very, very good. Especially I'm performing surgery. I'm still in the traditional drapes. Okay. So we wash our drapes and also our surgical instruments. We used to dip into what? LOC solution. Okay, very, very good to remove the stain, especially the blood stain. Okay, in my instruments. LOC is also very, very good. Or, by the way, you can also use Pursue. These are just some tips about products, okay, that I'm using. You can also use Pursue, Okay, not only to disinfect and deodorizes, of course, you can also use Pursue for the external parasites of your dogs. Okay, for the ticks and the fleas. It's just a tip. Okay, baka Amway will question me because Pursue is for human and not for animals. Okay, I'm also giving Nutrilite for my patients. Oh, by the way, if you have that if your pet is of long coat, just like Z Chews or Maltese, okay, the long coat one, okay, you have to give them what? Hair, skin, and nails. Of course, you have to give them what? B complex. You have to give them Acerola C. Okay. And if the patient is already old, okay, give them glucosamine. Okay. Okay. Those are just some tips when we talk about dogs and patients. Okay, let me talk about our oral care products. The Glister product lines is great products. Okay, my mother-in-law is a retired dentist. So she was telling my husband, because my husband has gum disease, she was telling Chinky to have his tooth what? Extracted. So ayaw niya. What he did was always gargling with Glister mouthwash. My mother-in-law was so surprised because after a year, the gums is very much okay. But of course, with the help of Acerola C for the healing, oh, wonderful products. Okay? So what else I can say? There are so many stories when we talk about 100% products of the Amway business, of your own business. Of course, we are in the business of what? We are pre-qualifying people with integrity. If the integrity or your integrity is questionable, for sure your business will not grow. Okay? And that is one tip. So we also have to do our own part. Buy from our own business, grow our own business, grow our own PPV, personal point value, the only controllable, you're only in control. And also, how do you call it? Is a profitable PV because you are in control. The PV of your group, you cannot control them. The GPV, you cannot control them. All you have to do is become what? Just do your own part. Minimum of what? It says this 100 says 100 or 50 PV is very small. Very small. 50 PPV monthly is small. Okay, we can do 200, you can commit to 300 or whatever PV if you want to, because you are in control of your personal point value or your PPV. So we have to do our own part since we are in the business of what? A team business. You have, I belong to a certain team under the team of the CCG family, and the CCG belongs to Network 21 family. So it is my commitment to become a 100% user of the product, do my own PPV, wherein I am in control, and of course, your group can smell it. They will also their own PPV. They will also commit to their own PPV. Your GPV will grow, okay? And soon you will become successful and you will become diamond. I think that's all for tonight. Thank you very much for listening and I hope you learned something from my talk. Maraming salamat po. Back to you, Jovi.
All right, I think that's it no, for the video. Again, thank you so much, Doc Bedit, for sharing with us those 4 steps to start off or to kickstart our business, especially for the new Amway business owner. And at this point, I'd like to again share another. Okay, we have another video though. Okay. No. Okay. So, yes, the speaker who will share with us the system, a predictable and proven system for our business, and that will be shared with us by no less than one of our key leaders in our business, Mr. Titus Manuel, who is into has a background in IT and data privacy. Hi, Titus. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Joby. Good evening, guys. I hope you can actually hear me. Am I coming loud and clear? Thank you so much. The system actually is the one that makes or break the business. That is true. Because we're a creature of emotions. We do not buy products because we like the product. But most likely, let me correct myself. We may like the product, but we may like the person who is selling the product line. That means whatever the person tells us, most likely we will trust that person. And the critical part about the system is because we are working on 3 items. Uunahin ko na siguro yung edification. The edification part is something that actually, that's the one that struck me the most. The first time I saw the business way back in 97. I was fascinated by the fact that the guys who were standing on stage were talking about the spouses. They're talking about everyone, and they're talking about nice things about other people. By the way, I couldn't understand what the project was all about. I was invited in December of 1996. I was drugged in that meeting. I was looking at that one. There are so many people inside, but one thing that strikes me the most is there's something nice about these people, the way they talk about other people in the group. And I realized they were using edification. Edification is really the art of promotion. But the reason for that one is you will look silly if you will carry your own seat o nagbubuhat ka sa sarili mong bangko. Someone has to do that for you. The art of promoting actually focus on the positive sides. That means, believe in this one, guys. No matter how a person looks like, the person has always something nice to say. You must be able to find out what your upline, or I'm going to talk about this one, what your upline has something that is unique about that person or someone that people will like. I always remember the fact that also Oli was talking about a person who was about 23, 22 years old who was teaching her how to do a business. That guy has no idea what business is. But it seems that Oli was basically telling that she believes in the person, she was the one who's helping her. And I realized that's the most important part, no? I've seen it over the years. By the way, there's an old tape a long time ago. It talks about a guy by the name of a truck driver by the name of General Prince. General Prince is not a general, nor is a prince. That's his name. And he sponsored a guy who was one of the youngest managers in Motorola. I think that was Motorola at that point in time. The realization basically is even if the person who invited him or was him as a truck driver, the man who is at top of his career believed in the sponsor, the upline. Now we're not talking about basically who are we need to be able to identify. kailangan may identify upline mo, first and foremost, so that the person can pass the power to you. So, because the guy does, maybe most likely your guest does not know your upline is. So, pag identify mo yung upline mo, ibabalik niya sa'yo. And your prospect will look at you in a different light. The second, you actually also you identify your downline because ultimately, whatever your upline is doing, you will duplicate to your people. Now, you are hearing again for the second time the word duplication. Lahat ng ginagawa namin, binanggit ni Bedit is the kahon. Do not deviate from the program. Not yet until you're very good at it. The second one is also, aside from the downline, is yung crossline. Yung mga tao na hindi mo kasama sa grupo. There will always be people like that one. Sometimes, by the way, my best friends I actually find in this world are people are not only belonging to my team, but my crosslines also. I look at Ariel and Ambe as my best friends. We've been together for quite some time already. Maybe too long, no, for them. It's not long enough, but also they become also friends for us because ultimately we share the same dream, the same thoughts, and the same issues. We also identify about products. We never talk about badly of our products. Why? Because you are going to shoot yourself in the foot. The most important part is because when the product moves, the money moves. If you don't move the products, the money will never come. So what will be your job? To make sure that whatever is good about the product, you know, and you identify them. And finally, you also identify your events. Because the events is the key. I heard it a long time ago. If you remove everything about this business and you still retain events, you will survive. Because ultimately, the events is actually the one that carry everything through. It builds people, education, training program, and everything else. That, ladies and gentlemen, is edification. What will be the next one that we're talking about aside from edification? Next slide, please. Okay, counseling. Counseling is something of, let me stick with this one a little bit longer because a counseling issue is not a right, it is a privilege. It's given to someone who is asking for it or is willing to move. So sinasabi niya, ask for your upline's time. Please, you value your upline's time. If ang feeling ng upline mo, you do not deserve the time, that means it's not your upline's fault. That means you have not shown enough interest for you to be able to warrant some interest also from your upline. The other parts, you must have a goal and of course a strategy. But the realization is the counseling is about building a relationship between parties. You know, if it's going to happen for the very first time, mataas yung tension eh. But when you start to develop relationship with people, everybody calms down. And whatever you say, also people actually do. The other part is your realization that counseling is also the reason why you're able to solve issues. Kung meron ka man issues, pwede mo lang sabihin doon sa upline mo. Please remember, your upline is not a trained counselor. He is very good in his own career, but he was not a trained psychologist or a psychiatrist. He is just like anyone else in this republic. The reason for that one is he is also working based on a system. So what am I saying? You don't have to be brilliant in counseling session. You don't have to have a formal training. You don't even have to receive a certification that you're good in counseling. But the most important also is they will give you a strategy. Ang tawag namin dyan, the business review session. What is also carried during the event is because you also are able to handle issues. Ang gagawin sa'yo ng upline mo, i-connect mo yung dream with yung mga hinahanap mo sa buhay or what the business can actually offer. Because most likely yung concerns mo, yung mga objections, hindi niya kayang sagutin eh. Pero importante dyan is it doesn't have to be able to answer your objections. Importante niya is to be, when you sit down with the guy, the person who's counseling you, please take note of what he's saying. Because they remember the fact that all of you are, again, babalikan ko na yung issues kanina, you were never trained as a counselors. You are just ordinary people just like you and me. Just like Titus and Betty. Ganun siya. So, balikan natin siya. Yung counseling will actually be someone who is closest to you that's working with your also upline. So, tulungan ka niya how to close the gap between your dream and what you want to achieve and what the business can actually offer to you. And of course, balikan natin siya, the time is also importante. Pag sinabi sa'yo ng upline mo, 7:30, it is not 7:35. It's not 7:32. It is actually 7:30. And of course, have a goal. And the last part is you're going to get a strategy. Our last slide tayo. Ryan, please. No cross-lining. This is the most difficult part as far as Filipinos concerned. Kasi we are a creature of relationships. Mahilig nga, you remember, yung chismis is is the favorite pastime ng Pilipino. You listen to everyone. Can you bring back that slide again, please? Okay, let me wrap this up by telling you guys, the most important part about no cross-lining is to respect your business boundaries. Please remember this word, MYOB, mind your own business. That means you have to stick with basically who is the relationship you actually have. That means your upline lang, or the people that you're actually helping. Do you discuss business with other parties? Definitely not. Confine yourself to the relationship that you have built. Ang sabi nga nila is between you and your upline and between you and your downline. Be nice to your crosslines, but do not discuss business with them. Don't ask business-related questions like, how much do you make? Hindi yan tinatanong. Gano'ng kalaki na yung grupo mo? How long have you been in the business? That is none of your business. So I guess that's it for me, guys. So I hope you learned something from me about yung ating sistema. Again, going back to this one, if things are not clear to you guys, you can always go back to your upline and ask them, paano may sistema ulit? And they will teach you one step at a time. So maraming salamat po, guys, and enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you, and back to you, Joby.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Titus. Again, that was very thorough in terms of the system, no? And thank you for giving us those inputs. And at this point, I'm very excited to share with you guys the last step in our 6 steps, but very, very important of all. So we have a sharer all the way from Chicago, no?
Hi, Jovi. Sorry to jump in. We'll show a short video
okay.
about Network 21. Guys, perfect. Network 21 is a combination of the best practices in the Amway business. And we have a saying that you won't commit to something you don't believe in, and you won't believe something you don't understand. So how can we help you understand how it's like to be in the Network 21 environment, to be your own business owner, to be in a system that can give you predictable success? Well, we have events, and that's the best way to experience things. And we'd like to just quickly show you an event happening later this month. But let me show you a quick video first about what Network 21 events look like. So here goes.
This is a meeting where you're meant to check us out from the inside and see if this is something you want to pursue. And I hope you'll find what we have found, that the longer you hang out around this thing and the more time you spend investigating, the more impressed you're going to get.
And I don't know what you want to do. That's what you have to decide. But I will say you can do it in this business. And the incredible blessings will just overwhelm you.
I hope that video got you a bit intrigued, a bit excited, because as a business owner, you get connected to this global community of winners and successful people. And as part of our team, this is a win-win situation. When you succeed, we succeed. And the best way that maybe we can help you catch a vision of what's possible is happening on November 21. So that's in a few weeks from now. We're finally in November. We call this the Network 21 Connect live stream. And this is going to be a phenomenal event that will include some really stellar speakers. We've got some Filipinos and friends from overseas. Rene and Liza Munez are, Rene is an engineer slash nurse. His plan before was to be an OFW. Lisa is a doctor. They're from Davao. They're very, very successful in this business, phenomenal couple. We also have from Singapore, Yan Jiang Tan and Sewi Lua, and they're friends of ours. Yan Jiang is in the logistics industry. Sewi, I believe, is in IT. Both couples have built this business to the emerald level. That's a very serious level where you can make some really significant passive income already. And our main speaker is all the way from South Africa. We have an executive diamond that's an even bigger level. Sean Henderson was an athlete. Well, his industry was equestrian, you know, riding horses, show jumping, that kind of field. But he is now a very, very wildly successful in the Amway business and has touched many lives and has a lot of success and wisdom and insight. If I were you and you are wondering what kind of people succeed here, could you get the same results, and is it worthy of your time? Well, one way that that could be answered immediately, not waiting for months for bolt from the blue, or to wait for to dream about it or to get inspired, is to attend the Network 21 live stream event. So you can watch this from your phone, from your media device. However, there is a cost to it. It's 450 pesos, but the information that you get in return, the ideas, the insights, the recognition, because we're also going to highlight some winners here, will be so much more valuable than what you're paying for. And while you can watch it on November 21, Network 21 is also very, very kind enough to allow you to watch it again and again for 1 week after. So there really isn't any reason not to check out the live stream. And my assumption is that you're here tonight with us because you're curious. You want to get more information. You want to know if this is worthy of your time and your effort. And when you see this event, I think those things will be clearly answered for you. So just a bit of plugging there. Now, all of this isn't really actually relevant without the dream. So I give you back to Jovi, who will talk about our next and final speaker, who will share about their own dream. So back to you, Jovi.
All right, thank you so much for that, Ryan. Okay, here we go. So this is again the last, but definitely the most important part of our 6 steps for tonight, the dream book, no? And our sharer is all the way from the US, from Chicago, Illinois. By background, he is an IT professional building his business here and expanding there in the US. So let's all welcome to give his sharing on his dreams, Jeng or Jeremy Viado. Hi, Jeng.
Hi. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
That's nice. Good evening, everyone. It's early morning in here in Chicago. It's very cold. It's 0 degrees Celsius. So malamig. Yeah. But thanks, Jovi, for a nice introduction. Let me introduce myself first. I'm Jeremy. You can call me Jeng. They've been calling me Jeng kasi ganda daw sa bata. Pero ngayon, malaki na ako. Yeah, Jeremy or Jeng. I'm an IT professional. I am an administrator for a call center here in Chicago, which is I handle about 1,000 employees, their call center of 1,000 employees, and it's a solar company. I'm very happy that I was able to move here and to be with my family. It's one of my dreams actually, and that part of my dream was finally I was able to finally get that when I moved here last year, just last year, 1 year. Siguro 1 year ago, nakikita ko pa sila Jovi, si Sir Tito, si Jonel, and everyone there, Ryan, Olive, of course. But now, yon. Anyway, let me share my dream for you. I prepared some slides. Um, let me see if I could share my screen. Okay, there you go. Is everything good? Can you see my screen? Yes? Okay, good. Thank you.
Yes.
So I call this my future, my plan. Um, yeah, every one of us has their own dreams. I don't know what you're looking for, but for me, one of my very pressing concern or dream is being able to have an early retirement. Because as you know, I'm here in the US. Siyempre, namimiss ko yung family ko dun sa Philippines, relatives and friends, of course. And my longtime girlfriend, who is a doctor in the Philippines. We've been together since our UP days, but I can't be with her. I'm good that I finally reached my dream to be with my family. Every one of us is here. Ako lang naiwan at that time nung naiwan ako sa Philippines pero nandito na ako. But then again, meron namang kapalit yung aking minamahal sa Philippines sa iwan naman. No? So that's why, for me, it's very important to have to have an early retirement or to more, put into details. I'm hoping to retire at 50 or let's say by my date of birth by 2030. Okay. And of course, to be able to retire and, spend my days in the Philippines as long as I want. Hindi yung 1 month lang magbabakasyon ako like this coming mid-November, uwi ako dyan. Very risky daw, but I'm not afraid. I'm feeling okay and very confident, and I'm good kasi finally I could meet my loved ones there in the Philippines kahit na ganito yung sitwasyon natin. But again, going back, early retirement, flexibility to stay for extended months, whether either it be in the Philippines or in the US. And of course, without a business that I can have, I won't be able to have that retirement. Dito sa US kasi, you need to be able to work for about 10 years. But with this business, you can actually set everything up in 2 to 5 years time, depending on your goal. If you really want to go diamond or emerald, that will really help you out with your goals of early retirement or whatever it is that you want. But for me, it's a business that really frees up your time to have real quality time with my loved ones. Okay. Yung aso ko nga pala na yan is si Dots. So namimiss ko na rin siya. No? Tagal ko na siyang di nakita. And of course, to fund my retirement, this is my goal. I don't know what you want or I don't know what you're looking for, but for me, this is good enough. But of course, minimum, monthly recurring passive income, which is doable and very possible in the business. And you know what? I'm already earning in the Philippines, even if wala ako dyan. With the help of our team, with Olive and Ryan, they were able to help me achieve at least some passive income. So it means it's working. It works for me at least. So you go back to your to those who invited you, to your uplines, and come up with a plan on how you could achieve that the passive income that you want. But for me, this is my goal. Okay, and a goal that I can pass on, a legacy that is very important to me. And then the business, to pass the business and the income, not just the business, of course. Why would you pass up a business that's not earning? And because this business is you can give to your kids and grandkids once it's time for you to you want to retire. You can always will it to your kids or grandkids. There you go, Sharon and Dots. Kilala nyo na sila, okay? Now, of course, I'm also wanting to have my dream vacation home in the Philippines. In mga, syempre, this is just my own, you know. I want to have a home with a swimming pool, home theater, billiards and games kasi mahilig ako sa games, of course, basketball. I want to have my own basketball court in my backyard and a music room kasi mahilig ako sa music. I play guitar and I sometimes play piano. We just recently moved to a new home here in the US, which is very exciting. So parang, having a home here in the US is very good. But of course, I want to have my own dream vacation home in the Philippines. Yan. Oh, there's dots again. Okay. And of course, lastly, one important thing for me, one goal is to be able to give back to my community. So here's my family. There's somewhat of some coding that I've set up, like FRFO. I just call it FRFO for some reason. But for me, kasi to be able to give back to community, for me, of course, I need to be able. I want to be able to give back to my family, relatives, of course, my friends, and to the organizations that I belong to. See, I do have some organizations in way back in my days in UP Los Baños. Doon ako nag-aral. Then I have some friends, a lot of friends there, and I have multiple organizations in there. I have academic communities. I have a fraternity I belong to, and I have like community na sa province namin, like UP Vizcayanos. And I want to be able to help them, those dun sa mga kababayan ko doon sa probinsya. And of course, organizations such as N21, who has this network of giving. That's that's important to me. Talagang, this is one of my goals, to be able to, once I retire, once I have that income, and very possible in our business, N21, Amway N21 business or project, I will be able to reach these dreams of mine, hoping to be 2 to 5 years or maximum 10 years. I still have to define what, yung mga details sa yon, but ito yung aking pinaka-dreams. Ayan, yung family ko. And of course, everything will not be possible if not for what I call my business and assets allocation coaches. Of course, I have Mike here, Mike Wilson from the US. I'll be meeting him soon here in Chicago. Pupunta daw siya, so I'm very excited. And of course, Olive and Ryan. They've been very instrumental in my business there in the Philippines, as well as here in the US. Talagang this business is a business with no borders. I could say that, kasi wala ko dyan, I'm earning income, and then I'm here expanding in the US, and I'm very excited. I'm launching several home launches or online launches soon. So anyone who wants to set up a business in the US, just ping me, Olive and Ryan, and also Ming, so we can help you. So we're here to help anyone who is willing and who would who would put in the work. So there you go. That's all. That's my dream. Those are my goals. And thank you again, Mike, Olive and Ryan, and back to you, Jovi.
All right. Thank you so much, Jeng, for sharing boldly your dreams with us. That was really powerful sharing, as mentioned by some of our also colleagues here in the Philippines. They are giving their comments to your dreams.
Wow,
Wow,
you.
Thank you so much. All right. We've come to an end, but before I let you go to the breakout room, I'd like to call back again Ryan to promote some of our events. All right.
Thank you so much, Jovi and Jeng. That was so touching, so inspiring. To be all the way there in Chicago in the cold early this morning. I know that it's very uncomfortable for you to be up at this time and share some really personal things, but that proves how dedicated you are. For many of us, it's so weird to talk about dreams in a work environment, but we believe that's the most important part of starting something new, that you desire to make some positive change in your life. So thank you so much, Jeng, and I hope you get to spend as much time with Mike as possible. So, uh, okay. So some things I just want to be able to cover with you guys. For some reason, I can't share my screen. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So a bit of business before we wrap up. We have some upcoming events for the rest of the week, but I won't overwhelm you. I just want to talk about things happening tomorrow evening and Thursday evening. So tomorrow we have what's called a night owl, okay? And that is this is a tradition with Network 21 for the team to gather after a big uh, learning event. And for some of you who are new, you might be wondering, what's that learning event? Well, recently we finished what's called, a weekend leadership seminar, which is a very powerful learning event. It took a day and a half for some of us, but it was all online and there were a lot of breaks. But anyway, if you were able to attend the weekend leadership seminar, or what we now call the N21 Connect Plus, you are qualified to attend tomorrow night's meeting, where we're going to cover and review the sharings and learnings from the whole cast of amazing business leaders who shared their thoughts, their insights, their tips. Okay, so what is the link for that? We'll just share it. But again, this is exclusive to people who attended. And we have the master list of everyone who attended. So we will be able to check and verify if you can qualify for the meeting. So that's one. That's happening tomorrow night at 8 p.m. And the second is happening Thursday evening. So chances are all of you have seen the business opportunity in one way or another, but I would like to invite those of you who are young professionals if you're 35 years old and below, I'd like to invite you to our by design strategy for your success session Thursday evening. This is purely run by the younger people in our group, and there's a great number of them. And if you have millennial and Gen Z prospects, or you yourself, you just want to see a fresh look at it and see through the eyes of some young ABOs or younger ABOs, not to say that the others aren't young in mind and spirit, but for the younger ABOs, the ones in their 30s and 20s, I invite you to check out our next By Design event. So besides that, please get back to your friend during the breakout room or in the evenings to come to strategize and help you get started, especially with launching your business through launch parties. So again, thank you so much, Jeng, Bedith, and Titus for giving your time and love for us tonight.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Ryan. Again, we won't keep you long. I'd like to be able to give you your friends in the breakout room so that you will be able to connect to them on what's next, no? Especially the events that's coming up from CCG events. So you've been a great audience. Have a good night and God bless